My mom texted, "Your sister's considering not inviting you. Maybe offer to cover her dream car to calm her down." I replied, "Understood." Then I canceled the wedding venue, citing manipulation as the reason. The non-refundable deposit was completely in her name. What if I told you the single most empowering moment of my life came from destroying my sister's dream wedding? Because sometimes family doesn't just cross a line, they build a whole damn highway over it. And then they expect you to pay the toll. Look, my name's Caleb. I'm 33, the oldest. I'm a spreadsheet guy, the one who keeps jumper cables in the trunk and receipts and labeled envelopes. I run operations for a logistics company, so I'm the calm voice people call when something breaks at 2 a.m. I don't drink much. I drive a 10-year-old Civic, and I pay my credit card off every month because, honestly, I like sleeping. In my family, that made me the reliable one. Translation: the wallet with legs. Sunday dinner at my parents' house was always the same. A pot roast that was somehow both dry and greasy. Dad's football game on mute, subtitles flickering. And my sister Maya, 27, engaged and planning a wedding that could feed a small village for a month, sat at the head of the table like she was born with a microphone in her hand. I was rinsing plates at the sink, half listening, half counting how many forks I'd already washed so I didn't have to sit in the living room pretending to laugh. Maya scrolled through her phone, talking to no one and everyone. "I don't like the idea of assigned seating," she declared. "It makes people feel boxed in. Except VIP tables, obviously." Mom was slicing rolls next to me, humming. A little smear of lipstick on the knife. She looked past my shoulder like she was aiming at an invisible audience. "Caleb," she said, her voice too sweet, "your sister's having second thoughts about inviting you." I set the plate down very carefully. The faucet hissed between us, a tiny angry sound. Maya didn't even look up. "It's not personal." Dad shrugged from the couch without turning around. "Less plates to rent." Mom just kept going as if delivering a weather report. "You should offer to pay for her dream car to make her feel better." The words landed like a physical slap, but nobody else flinched. Dream car. Make her feel better for inviting me to my own sister's wedding. I blinked at the sink. Soap bubbles clung to my knuckles. My brain stalled on the image of my beat-up Civic next to whatever glossy SUV lived on Maya's Pinterest board. "What?" I managed to choke out. Mom's voice was light, like she was suggesting I bring a salad. "She's been so stressed. The venue is expensive. The caterer is expensive. The flower wall is expensive. You know how it is. If you stepped up and showed some support, it would smooth everything over." Maya finally glanced at me. The look wasn't angry. It was bored. The kind of bored rich people get in TV shows when a waiter takes too long. "Trent's parents are paying for the rehearsal dinner," she said. "So, it would be nice if you contributed something meaningful." Dad clicked the remote. A silent touchdown flashed across the screen. "It's family," he rumbled. "You invest." A laugh caught in my throat and came out thin. "A car." I repeated. Mom nudged my shoulder with the back of her hand like we were sharing a joke. "You've always been practical. This would be generous, and it would stop all this tension." There it was. The script I knew by heart. I caused tension. I fix tension. I pay for tension. I keep quiet so everyone can keep pretending because I'm just so mature about things. I rinsed the last plate, set in the rack, dried my hands slowly as if I could postpone choosing between fight or flight by patting my fingers dry. Maya's phone lit up with a notification, and her mouth curled. "Also, if you're going to bring a date, you need to clear it with me first. The vibe is very specific." I just nodded, not because I agreed, but because nodding is cheaper than arguing. "Good boy," Mom said softly, like I was a Labrador who'd waited before crossing the street. I looked down at the towel in my hands and realized my palms had gone cold. I wanted to say 1,000 things. I wanted to say one. Instead, I put the towel back on the oven handle. I took my coat from the chair, and I walked out of the kitchen with my heartbeat in my ears and a hollow space opening up where the part of me that still hoped for normal used to be. In the driveway, I sat in the driver's seat and stared at the steering wheel. The Civic smelled like coffee in winter. I could hear my mother's voice in my head, bright and reasonable. Asterisk, you should offer. You should show support. You should fix it. Asterisk, I put my hands at 10 and 2. Understood. I said to no one, but not the way she meant it. I didn't become the family wallet overnight. It was slow, small, easy to justify. At 21, I picked up an extra shift to help Dad when his hours got cut. Just until the union sorts it out, he'd said. It took 8 months. When the back pay finally hit, he bought a smart TV. It was on sale. Mom told me like that explained everything. At 23, Maya borrowed my credit card for textbooks. She dropped the class and kept the shoes. When I pushed, she cried. Mom said, "It's hard to be a girl right now." I ate the bill and told myself I was choosing peace. At 26, I co-signed on Maya's used Jeep because she couldn't get approved for a loan. She missed payments. I got the late notices. When I called, she said, "You're better with money. Why would they even send that to me?" She laughed like it was a joke. At 28, Dad temporarily moved his phone line onto my family plan. I'm still paying it. He calls it bundling. I call it $65 a month. At 30, Mom decided we needed to restore tradition and host Thanksgiving. I bought the turkey, a folding table, 6 chairs, and 2 space heaters because the furnace was on its last leg. When I suggested we split costs, she patted my cheek. "You make more than us, sweetie. You know that." Add in little things, streaming passwords, gas money slipped across a table, a rent loan that evaporated, a coworker discount used for everyone but me, and you get a picture. Every time I said no, a family meeting formed. Every time I said yes, the bar moved. Then Maya got engaged. Trent is the kind of man who says "my guy" to waiters and wears loafers without socks. He works in brand partnerships, which, as far as I can tell, is mostly flattering people and receiving boxes. His parents have lake house money. Old photos of Trent at boarding school hang in their hallway, like he was a senator at 12. The engagement party was a production. Maya cried at the right moments. I took pictures with everyone's phone. At the end, Mom clasped my hands and whispered, "We need your help." Just with logistics. Logistics turned into 3 months of me calling vendors, scheduling site visits, and reading contracts. While Maya sent me reels of champagne towers to save everyone time, the venue put me as the authorized coordinator on the account by Mom's request. The actual contract and non-refundable deposit were in Maya's name because it's her special day. That deposit, $11,750, went on my car with the understanding, Mom's word, that Trent's parents would reimburse me after they moved some things around. They didn't move anything around. A check in the mail never arrived. When I asked, Trent smiled with all teeth. "My dad's finance guy is out of the country. Don't be weird about it." 2 months before the wedding, the floors called me at work. "Just confirming the final count on the peonies," she chirped. I looked at the estimate and almost swallowed my tongue. 200, I said. "It's so tasteful," Maya texted when I asked. Trent's family expects a certain look. Why try to shrink the order? Mom messaged me privately. "Don't embarrass your sister. We will make it work. Be a team player." It wasn't resentment that grew in me. It was fatigue, constant bone deep. My days were full of freight schedules and warehouse staffing. My nights were menu tastings I didn't eat at. On Saturdays, when I would normally meet friends for pickup basketball, I was at a linen showroom hearing why moonstone gray is different from platinum. Anytime I drew a line, someone moved it. "Can you drop by the jeweler with me?" Maya asked on a Tuesday at 10 a.m. "Trent can't because of a meeting, but you're flexible." I wasn't flexible. I left work early because arguing costs more. "Hey, bud," Dad said, handing me an oil change receipt one night. "I used your car because the guy said cash was extra. You'll sort it out." "It is your father," Mom added like that was a coupon. There were more group chats now than relatives. Bridal squad, vendor updates, VIP only. If you've never had 50 unread messages all saying, "Quick question," you might not understand how it grinds you down. I muted them all and then felt guilty like I'd thrown a baby monitor in a lake. Through all of it, I kept thinking, asterisk just one last time. We will get through the day. She will be happy. The machine will stop asking for parts of me. Asterisk, then the guest list explosion happened. Maya decided she didn't want kids at the ceremony. They ruined the vibe. She posted in VIP only, which somehow included me, but not our cousin with 2 toddlers. When word spread, it wasn't Maya who fielded the calls. It was me. Aunt Zoe called me crying because she couldn't afford a sitter for twins and a flight. I wish I could help, I said, making eye contact with my own reflection in my microwave door, feeling like a coward. You could, Mom said later, tapping her nails on the table. Just offer to cover it quietly. It's not my rule, I said. It's your family, she said back hard. And then we circled back to the car. The dream car. Maya had mentioned it in passing for months. A white Range Rover Evoque with tan leather. It photographs like a cloud, she'd said. It would be so iconic to leave the reception in it. I thought she was joking. She was not joking. When I didn't immediately leap to finance the exit cloud, Mom started a whisper campaign in the chats. Not rude, just sharp. Caleb's been so stressed lately. I don't know why he's being like this. Maybe he's jealous. A few relatives sent me confusing, "You okay?" text like I'd posted something alarming. I drafted long messages explaining the money and the time and the boundaries, and then deleted them because I knew exactly what would happen next. Screenshots, side conversations, the performance of concern. Then came a thing that finally killed the last little piece of hope I had that this was just bad timing and not who they are. I was at my apartment on a Wednesday night eating pasta out of the pot because my plates were all packed for an imaginary brunch when my phone buzzed. It was a calendar invite titled Family Strategy Chat. Organizer, Mom. Time now. I joined. Video on. Mom and Dad were framed like news anchors. Maya sat between them, shiny nails perfect. Mom got right to it. "We've been talking," she said, "and we think it would be best if you contributed something big to show support, and then we can put the weirdness behind us." "Okay," I said, because I wanted to hear the script from their mouths. Maya smiled without warmth. "The car, Caleb, it's not complicated. Just put down 50%. We'll handle insurance and all that boring stuff later. 50% of a luxury car." I repeated, my voice flat. Dad leaned forward. "We've done plenty for you," he said. "Time to give back. Your sister's day should be perfect." I looked at their faces on my screen and felt it like a tide going out. The relief that comes when you stop lying to yourself. I ended the call. No speech, no lecture, just a click. Inside, a new voice stood up. Small, steady, tired of asking permission. Enough. The next morning, Mom sent the message that will live in my head forever because of how normal she made it sound. It was the same one from Sunday dinner. "Mom, your sister's having second thoughts about inviting you. You should offer to pay for her dream car to make her feel better." I stared at it for a full minute. Then I typed one word. Me understood. No emoji, no punctuation, just a word that meant I heard you and also watch. I opened my email. Subject line: Ridgeview Hall, final confirmation request. The venue had sent it overnight. They were asking the authorized coordinator, me, to lock headcount, layout, and payment schedule by Friday or forfeit flexibility. There was a button in the email, Manage Reservation. When we first set this up, the sales manager created a portal account for me because, her words, "You're the only one who reads contracts." I clicked the button, the portal opened. There it was. Maya Carter plus Trent West, May 24th, Ballroom B. Deposit received, balance schedule pending. Under that, my name is the coordinator, my cell, my email. A menu on the left, floor plan, timeline, vendors, policies, cancel/reschedule. I clicked policies. I read every line. I read it again. Non-refundable deposit in the name of contract holder Maya Carter. Cancellation by authorized coordinator allowed with contract holder notified automatically. Reason required for internal records. I clicked cancel/reschedule. A box popped up. Options, reschedule fee, cancel forfeit deposit. A drop-down for reason. I scroll the list. Fast then slow. Budget constraints. Change of heart. Weather risk. And then, like someone was winking at me from the code. Other. Please specify. I took a breath that felt like a first in months and typed manipulation by family. Boundary violation by contract holder. Coordinator withdrawing. I hovered over the red button. I heard my mother's voice again. "You should offer." I saw my sister's face at the sink. "It's not personal." I clicked. The portal spun. Then it flashed in a simple, polite font like a receptionist saying, "All set." 2 emails hit my inbox at once. One to me, cancellation confirmation. One to Maya. Your event has been canceled by your coordinator. I sat still for a long second, half expecting my apartment to explode. Nothing exploded. The morning kept being morning. A city bus hissed outside. Somewhere, a neighbor's dog barked twice and gave up. Then my phone started lighting up. Maya, what'd you do? Mom, call me now. Maya, asterisk, you did not just cancel my wedding. You went too far. Asterisk, Dad. Son, fix this. I didn't reply. Not yet. I opened the florist estimate from the week before and found my card authorization. I emailed the shop. Please remove my payment and put all charges on contract holder's card going forward. Do not contact me further. They responded with a polite of course and a smiley in the signature I hated irrationally. I pulled up the caterer. My card wasn't on file there. Trent's dad had finally paid one invoice to build trust and then apparently considered his work on Earth done. I confirmed I had no financial ties to them and archived the thread. Then I wrote a short email to the venue manager. Hi, Lisa. I've canceled the event as the authorized coordinator. The reason is listed in the portal. Please direct any further communication to the contract holder, Maya Carter. I won't be involved going forward. Thanks, Caleb. 3 minutes later, she replied. Understood, Caleb. I'm sorry it came to this. As noted, the deposit remains with us per policy. In the name of Maya Carter, wishing you the best. I let the sentence sit there like a stone in a pond. In the name of Maya Carter. For months, they'd insisted everything be in her name. They loved the optics, the emails addressed to her, the feeling of being the sun everyone orbits. Now, they could have it. I screenshotted exactly 2 things. The cancellation confirmation and the policy paragraph highlighting non-refundable deposits tied to the contract holder. Then I opened a family group chat, the Carters, with a photo of us from 2011 where my hair was bad and I was still trying. I typed slowly, my hands didn't shake. Morning. I've stepped down from coordinating and funding any part of Maya's wedding. I canceled the venue as permitted by the contract. Reason attached. Going forward, please contact the contract holder, Maya, for all details and costs. I will not be attending. I will not be contributing. I will not discuss this further. I attached the screenshots. Then I set the chat to mentions only for 2 minutes. Nothing. Then the explosion. Mom, this is not okay. Maya, you ruined my life. Dad, grow up. Aunt Zoe. What happened? Maya. Asterisk, he did this because I asked for a car like a normal person. He's always been jealous. Asterisk, Mom. Caleb, we raised you better than this. I typed one more message. For the record, I paid the initial deposit on my card. I requested reimbursement for months and was told to be patient. The deposit was non-refundable and placed in Maya's name by your request, Mom. I'm done being your bank. Then I put my phone face down and went to work. At 10:12 a.m., my boss poked his head into my office. You good? He asked. I will be, I said. You look like a man who just cut off a vampire, he said and walked away before I could answer. My phone was a slot machine. I didn't check every pull, but the concept were the same. Disaster, guilt, threats, bargaining. Mom, asterisk, we can't get the date back. Fix it. Asterisk, Dad, your grandfather would be ashamed. Maya, I'll sue you. Trent, bro, you messed with the wrong family, Mom. If you wanted attention, you could have asked for it. A few cousins chimed in with emojis. Oh, wow. Aunt Lisa texted me privately. I'm proud of you. I know you don't hear that enough. I exhaled a little and sent her a heart. At noon, Mom called me at work. I let go to voicemail. Then she called the main line, and our receptionist patched her through because Mom said it was an emergency. Her voice came out tight. I hope you had your little tantrum, she said, skipping hello. Now, put it back. That's not how it works. I said, you're going to ruin your sister's life over a misunderstanding. Her tone softened. I could hear her picking a performance. Caleb, people are going to talk. Do you want that for us? The portal says the contract holder can reschedule with a fee, I said. It's in the policy. You know we don't have the money for that, she snapped. How could you do this to your mother? There was again the gravitational pull of her need. For years, it dragged me wherever she pointed. I braced against it. I did this for me, I said. I should have done it sooner. She inhaled like I'd slapped her. So that's it. You're leaving your family. I'm leaving the part where you use me. You will regret this. Maybe, I said, but I slept last night. First time in months. I hung up. I found my reflection in my computer screen and didn't hate the man looking back. The rest of the day was a weird mix of ordinary and surreal. I rescheduled a delivery window for a client, approved overtime, laughed at a meme someone slacked me, and ignored a text from Trent that read, "Don't burn bridges you'll need." I typed and deleted, "We never had a bridge," and settled on nothing. By evening, the group chat had turned into a small courtroom. Maya posted a selfie with puffy eyes. "This is what my brother did to me," she wrote like I keyed her car. 10 people reacted with sad faces. Someone wrote, "Men are the worst," which is funny if you know how many trash men I've taken to the dump for this family. Dad left me a voicemail that started with a long sigh and ended with, "You think you're better than us because you have a job and a car that runs? You forget who changed your diapers. It would have hurt me a year ago. Now it sounded like an antique. Heavy, pointless, mostly for display. I made dinner. I ate at my table without my phone. I went for a walk around my block and said hello to a neighbor I'd only ever waved at before. She asked if I cut my hair. I said yes. It felt like a test of whether I still existed outside my family's narrative. I did. Around 9, my sister's fiancé finally called me himself. I answered because curiosity is my worst trait. "This is insane," Trent said. His voice was flat, like he was reading from a script called Reasonable Man. "You embarrass my family. Do you understand that we had sent out the date to our people? Your people can read a rescheduled email," I said. He ignored me. "You put manipulation as the reason," he said, quoting the portal like it was a slur. "You think you're better than us because you know words." I let the silence do the work. He hates silence. He's allergic to not being admired. "We're going to move the wedding to Shoreline Club," he said finally, puffing up. "Bigger, better, and you're going to pay the new deposit because you caused this." "No," I said. "You can't just say no to family," he said, twisting the word like screw. "I can," I said, and hung up. 2 days later, a new email arrived. Shoreline Club. Subject, "Welcome Trent plus Maya." It had a soft focus photo of a couple and a pier. BCC at the bottom. My mother's email, my father's, and mine. I think they thought sending it to me would shame me into fixing it. The second paragraph made me smile without meaning to. As discussed, we require a non-refundable deposit of $10,000 at time of booking. Please note deposits are tied to the contract holder and cannot be transferred or refunded under any circumstances. Attached was an invoice with amount due, $10,000, and contract holder, Maya Carter, in bold. There was a blank next to pay her name. I closed the email, poured myself a glass of water, and watered my plants because suddenly everything ordinary felt like worship. A week passed. The family chat quieted like a storm moving east. I blocked Trent because he started sending me motivation reels with captions like, "Winners don't quit," which made my nerves hurt. I kept my phone on Do Not Disturb from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. and discovered that sleep without buzzing feels like when you turn off a generator and realize how loud it had been. Aunt Lisa invited me to her porch for coffee. She's my mom's older sister, the family member who opted out before I knew opting out was possible. She listened. She didn't hunt me for holes. She told me a story about the time my grandmother gave my mom a check for emergencies and Mom used it to buy a fur coat in June. "Some people only feel loved when someone is paying," she said. "You can love them without paying. Does that work?" I asked. "It works for you," she said. "That's enough for now." At work? I said yes to a training I'd been putting off. I stayed late one night, not because I had to, but because I wanted to get a messy process clean. I came home and made an omelet and didn't feel like I'd failed someone by not delivering something I never promised. On Saturday, I removed Dad from my phone plan. I've been telling myself it would be cruel. It took 6 clicks and a text that said, "Plan updated." He called 5 times. Then Mom called 5 times. Then Dad sent a single message. "What kind of son are you?" I turned my phone over and watched dusk unfold in my window like a show I'd paid to attend. Sunday morning, I got a text from an unknown number. It was a photo of Maya outside a dealership, hand on the hood of a white Range Rover Evoque. The caption read, "Someday, smiley face." There was a winky face and a heart. I didn't respond. I forwarded it to myself and wrote, "This is not your job." I set it as my lock screen for a week, not as a taunt, but as a note. Every time my thumb woke the phone, I saw her and remembered who I'm not. There were consequences for them. Trent's parents were less generous when the invoice actually came due. A cousin told me in a side text that my parents had to cancel a vacation because money is tight. Some of that is probably my $65 a month. Good. Learn what things cost. There are also consequences for me. My mother stopped sending family updates. Dad didn't text me bad jokes. Holidays became a question mark. A little grief sat with me, sometimes in the quiet, like a cat who doesn't want you to touch it. Then something strange happened. 2 weeks after the cancellation, I got a message from one of Maya's bridesmaids. We'd barely spoken before. Our entire relationship was me holding doors at vendor meetings. "Hey," she wrote, "I'm out of the bridal party." I told her I can't afford it. She said Caleb would help. That felt gross. "I think you did the right thing." The next day, a cousin I haven't seen in person since 2019 sent me a screenshot. It was the VIP-only chat. Mom had written, "We just need Caleb to calm down and come to his senses. He always does." Maya replied with a laughing emoji. Then someone else, username R, wrote, "Or we respect his boundary," and left the group. People see even if they pretend not to. The wedding moved forward. Different venue, different vendors, less peonies. I didn't hear much about it. Occasionally, a message would slip through the block like smoke. "Asterisk, can you at least show up? We can set aside our differences for one day. If you love your sister," asterisk, that last one used to work on me. Have you ever felt like you were just a wallet to your family? Or maybe you've had to make a tough call to protect your own peace. I'd love to hear your stories in the comments below. What would you have done?